Good evening, everybody. This is Miss Shirley O.G. Gardner, Zone 6B. Thank you for stopping in tonight. If you're watching the replay, please enjoy it and make sure that you hit that like button and show me that you like me just a little bit so that you can get notifications of any new videos that I have uploaded and enjoy and share. I'm seeing, boy, we got a lot of folks jumped in here early tonight. Ooh, y'all made me feel so good. Y'all just don't know how much this, how y'all make my heart feel when y'all jump in early like this. I know a lot of you are busy. A lot of y'all still working. I'm retired, but I know everybody got lives. You got kids, you got husbands, significant others or whatever. And for you to take time out of your Thursday night to come and sit with me and chit chat, I really appreciate it. So let me start by saying hello, Sons. First, I ain't mad at your girlfriend. Glad you made it in this evening, my Renaissance grandma. And Miss Renaissance grandma, I saw your comment that you made earlier about African dreaming. I wasn't talking about Jay. I was talking about someone else that was in the chat. I did not specify Jay. I just said bad language. So I understood what you were saying. Yeah, we was in his house. And I ain't mad at you, but it wasn't Jay I was talking about. So I just want to let you know about that. Like you right. We were in his house. CC Texas Gardens. Thank you, girlfriend, for stopping in this evening. Glad to see you growing what I eat. Hey, girl. What's up? Yes, indeedy. So yeah, it's a good evening. Mike. I would say it was Wednesday, but it's not. It's Thursday. Oh, yes, indeed. Thank you, Mike. Containing my garden. Thank you for stopping in this evening. Cassandra South Fulton. Yes, indeed. Glad to see you made it my way. Oh, official Jamia. Well, thank you for stopping in. I appreciate seeing you this evening. Thank you for taking time out your day to come in and see this old lady. Um, I don't know if anybody really paid attention to the title of what I was thinking about tonight in regards to gardening. I did a video earlier today to show you just how bad my garden looked. And you know how you have a vision of how you want your garden to look, but how you prepare it and how financially you're able to sculpture it the way you want is something entirely different. I've seen on YouTube some of the most beautiful gardens, but I know that cost them a small fortune for the gravel and the cedar built, the wood that they build and the labor and stuff. I can't do all of that. And right now, my yard do look a hot mess. Even I'm disgusted with it. But once I get my friends to come over and help me work in the yard, it's going to be a little more presentable when I do some of my videos and stuff, and maybe a little close to the liking that I would really like my garden to look. Hey, Gloria Elliott, thank you for stopping in this evening. All right, TLC, thank you for coming in. I know you in here, girl, somewhere. Yes, you are. Yeah, so I'm checking my phone as well. Oh, okay. All right. I see you, Renaissance Grandma, and I understand. Okay. We just try to be respectful to one another in their lives. It's not always the host that has a potty mouth. Sometimes the guests forget where they're at and the type of audience that they have, and sometimes they can kind of cut loose. So I was just trying to let them know that and just tone it down just a tad, baby boy. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Grammy's Journal. Hey, thank you, sweetie, for stopping in. Glad you made it our way. Yes, indeedy. Um, so I know that a lot of us have gardens and we've done videos on our gardens. And I've seen people making new adjustments to the gardens. Like CC, I was watching you, how you were extending your garden and how you was moving certain things so that you would have more space to add some raised beds. A neighbor friend of mine just put two metal raised beds together for me because for some reason being in the box they got a little bent out of shape and they weren't hooking up. So he had to make some adjustments, and they're together. And I told him to save the cardboard from the boxes that they came in so I could put that in the bottom, and the tree, what was that, mulch that I got from the tree service. I can add that in the bottom of it to get my raised bed started, and then I'm gonna have to add so much soil into them to get it started. And I can't figure out exactly what I'm gonna put in there. But hey, Gina, how you feeling tonight, baby girl? I saw you yesterday or a little earlier today. You sounded better, so I hope you're feeling better. Okay. Containing my garden, you saying hello. Hey, Jeanette Cruz in Homestead. Thank you for stopping in tonight. Um, I was just doing some examples in regards, like, I love growing out the boxes garden. It is so organized. It looks so good. He has a precise plan on how he wants his yard to look. And it looks nice. I've seen other ones who have their raised beds and how they had them nice and clean. And who was I watching? Yellow Door, Asia, my girl. I saw her when she got the gift of the, what was that? Mm, the landscaper cloth that she could put down in the rows. How she was saying that she could lay down and kind of look up at the sky once her garden grows up around her. Won't nobody see her out there just sitting out there chilling and de-stressing. How that she put that in between the rows of her garden to help keep weeds down. And on rainy days, you don't have to worry about tracking mud in and out the house and what have you. You can keep your shoes clean as well as keep the weeds down and also help keep moisture in the ground as well. Yeah. So, hey, Urban Gardening. Hey, how are you, sweetheart? Glad you had time to stop by and say hello to me. I know a lot of folks don't always stay to the end because when I start leaving out, I don't see you anymore. But I do understand. Like I said, I'm retired. I don't have anybody to answer to, so I know you guys got animals. You might have the chickens. You might have to put up. Feed, walk the dogs, or you might have a significant other, or you might be tired. It's just been a long day for you, and you have worked and want to just ease on out and lay down and have a good evening. You say driving on my way. Oh, you're on your way home. All right, you be careful out there. Watch, keep your eyes on the road, baby girl. Keep your eyes on the road. Yeah. So, hey, you grow row girl. I'm waiting on you for that last tasting on your vinegars. You just be cracking me up. But when you did that jalapeno vinegar, you had me choked. I was like, oh, don't drink all of that. Oh, you row, you just cracks me up. I love watching you and with your vinegar setup, and I know your friends will be just as excited once you gift it to them. Um, Also, yeah, all of us have our gardening style. I had a precise image in my mind on how I wanted my garden to look. My neighbor who was helping me, he is a architect. Well, during the middle of getting the walls built to surround my garden to keep out animals, he passed away suddenly, unexpectedly from throat cancer. So that put all my plans on the back burner because I had no one that would step up and kind of finish what he started. Hey, Preparedness, you stopped in. That's right. Don't forget to smash that like button and show me that you like me just a little bit. And the shirt that I have on today is your Grow Zone. All right, 6B. The one the lady Led made me a while back, and I'm finally starting to bring it out and wear it a little more. All right, everybody saying hello to one another. Yes, indeedy. And so I know everybody has their own vision on how they want their garden to look. But at one point, I didn't let it discourage me because I knew if I just kept, what's the word I'm looking for? If I just kept dwelling on it, I wasn't going to get my garden to do what it needs to do. Like Skinny Boy say, his favorite line is, It don't have to be pretty. It just has to be productive. And that's the way I looked at my garden. I was like, eventually, little by little, before I get too old to really enjoy it, I might get my garden to look the way I want it to. But meanwhile, I needed to grow food and be productive. So I understand his concept of that. Zone 6B Ohio in the house. Yes, yeah, I found out you grow road that you up in here because we got TLC that's in Ohio. We got Vision Preparedness. We got G Mama Grows. We got Gina. There's quite a few of us here in Ohio. I thought, Georgia was represented, but Ohio ain't doing too bad either. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad that you're here as well. I'm in Cleveland. Rambo Greenhands. Hey, babe, from over the water and from the UK. Hello there, my brother, from another mother across that water. Thank you for stopping in. I know I just saw you over in African Dream, and I told him I had to go because my life was starting shortly. So, yeah. Yes, I'm glad you're here. I know that your time difference is late. What is it about 11:30, 12 o'clock over where you at right now? So thank you for taking the time to stop by and say hello. I'm just waiting for the weather to stabilize so I can plan. Vision, who isn't in Ohio? Okay. My back room, I have a sunroom off my bedroom, and it looks like a greenhouse. Um, I'm sad to say I hadn't started my seeds like I should have, but I have starts. And so right now I'm just trying to keep them watered. I hope I don't have to up pot them before the weather change. But I was watching, I looked at the 10-day forecast for Ohio, and all this week and next week is supposed to be at least 52 or no, 50 to 52 for 6 days straight at night, which means the ground temperature will be stabilizing enough. I still don't trust it just yet. I will wait till after Mother's Day to see if the ground stays warm, but we're going to find out. Hey, whole new perspectives. Nice to see you, Crystal. Okay. All right. I'm not worried about it, Crystal. I get it when I get it. It's not like I don't have any seeds. Between Mike and myself, we could start our own seed place. You know what I'm saying? Deborah Garrett, good evening. Thank you for stopping in. I see near 80, 12 days. So I'm going for, okay, Mike. Well, your temperature is a lot better than mine. PIA, yes, girlfriend. How you feeling? Are you feeling better? Okay, I was worried about you. Big rooster. Whoop, whoop. Hey, you stopped in? All right, bro. I'm so used to seeing you behind the wheel of the car doing your chats. Going to the store to get your baby some snacks. Thank you for stopping in this evening. I know you're a busy man as well. Everybody saying hi to Big Rooster. Yes, indeedy. So I want to know how many people in the chat garden look the way that they would love it to look. I know we pop up with grow bags. We got them lined over here. We got raised beds over here. We got pots of some kind over there. You know, we have all sizes of vessels that we use to plant um our vegetables in. I got a gazillion 5-gallon buckets. Y'all made me go out and buy a new drill just so I could drill holes in my 5-gallon buckets, as well as my raised beds. I have oversized pots. When I see a sale on certain stuff, I grab it. If I got the change in my pocket, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna grab it and use it. You know, you good? Yeah. Okay. Passionately intrigued arts. Thank you. I'm glad you're doing better. So yeah, I grow in all different size containers and pretty much anything that holds dirt, that I think that the roots will have enough room to grow. My biggest issue is trying to water everything. And that's pretty much most people's issues. You can plant everything you want, but keeping it watered, especially when the weather gets really hot, that makes a big difference in how productive and how long your garden lasts. So that's my biggest issue is watering everything. Like I said, right now, I got a couple of 55-gallon water barrels, and they are nice. as long as they stay full. But when we get a hot spell and we don't have water, I'm dragging water back and forth from the house over to the lot to try to keep everything alive. And that's a bit much at times, you know. And I try to get up and water my garden early in the morning before it gets hot because I know the plant will be stressed out. Okay, my garden is not coming together now. I thought, but I had to start somewhere. It's a work in progress. Tell me about it, girlfriend. Believe me. That's easier said than done. Drew Janet, I guess it's supposed to be. Yeah, weather's crazy everywhere. Um, I just transplanted 8 trees, bushes, haven't gotten my in-ground stuff the way I want it. I know where you're coming from. Yeah, like right now, I got 4 new fruit trees in the backyard, and I have the 17-gallon tubs to transplant them into. But one, they're doing okay. They've been outside. It's been a little nippy and it's been raining a lot, but I went out and checked them today. The ones in the back, I didn't do a video on those. I did the ones in the lot, but I didn't do the ones but the ones in the back, they're hanging in there. Actually, my fig trees, I never brought them back in. They're actually getting taller. So they've been braving the weather, and also my Meyer lemons, they're actually putting on new leaves. I don't know if I'll get lemons this year, but they're not dead. And my Miwok kumquat is not dead. I planted some ginger out there that hasn't popped up yet, but it's not seeming like it's dead either. So hey, it is what it is, you know. So yeah, I have some raised stands that a neighbor built for me, and I got the concrete mixer sitting inside of them, and I can probably plant them up. But like I said, if you see my video I made today, it's one my pear tree. I don't know if it was a four-legged animal or two-legged animal, but they broke it all the way down. It just kind of hurt my heart. It's just that I didn't feel as bad about it because it's not dead, and I have at least 2 more of the same kind. I think it's a Kiefer pear. So I'm working on trying to get me some pears one way or another. Yeah, everything's a work in progress right now. I'm just jelly of the ones that are like in Texas, like CC and Georgia Peach Nut and Stacy and them. Y'all already pulling up spring stuff so that your summer stuff like your squash and whatever. And CC, I think I was watching you earlier today about them bugs that you kind of misidentified, and they got you straight, and you went and got the hot soapy water and took care of that. I ain't mad at you. My issue is deer, raccoon, squirrel. So my garden looks as something. Well, if you saw my video I made today, the deer has already started eating my hostas. They figure they nice and sweet. And so I have groundhog, raccoons, deer, possum, and heron. Oh, Ghetto, you popped up today. Well, thank you for stopping me for in and saying hello. We can't grow Meyer lemons in Ohio. I didn't know that. Learn something new. Oh, for real, girlfriend? Stop. Yeah, I got a couple of them. Both of them came from Home Depot at different times. I just bring them inside in the winter in the basement. I put them in the basement. I put grow lights on them, and they do just fine. They looking pretty good. Hopefully, I'll get lemons this year. Yeah, yeah. Grow lights can work wonders, honey. A warm area, and you just moved into your new home, so I know you got room for them. You got your what was I watching? Your hydroponics. Where your tomatoes at? Throw that Meyer lemon in there with the rest of them, girl, please. Don't sell yourself short. You can grow anything. You can do if you can do them vinegars, you can you can do Meyer lemons. And like I said, not only I actually still have in the basement my banana tree. I have a dwarf cabbage banana plant, not tree, plant is in the basement. I haven't brought that out because I really wasn't trying to take a chance with that. It's gotten really huge. I need Bobby from Black Tropical Homestead because one of the pups have gotten really big on the side of it, and I'm scared of trying to take it out and not killing the main plant. Hey, Odom, thank you for stopping in this evening. I greatly appreciate you stopping by. Yeah, huh? We can grow just about anything in Ohio as they can grow anywhere else. You just have to have room to bring it in the wintertime. In the wintertime, my basement looks like a nursery. I have everything down there. I have my fig trees down there. I have my banana plant, my Meyer lemons, my Miwok kumquat. I had so much stuff in the basement. I had to move it down to one side so the tenant who lives on the first floor could get to her washer and dryer without being attacked by a plant. And I had those trees down there this winter too, because they came in early at Wally World, and I got them and brought them inside because I wanted them to make it. So those are the ones that are outside now, but they were in the basement for a long time. Yeah, so yeah, they're making a comeback. But I know everybody, like I said, has their own idea how they want their gardens to look, and I really want mine to look a lot better. If I was younger, if I was about 10 years younger, I wouldn't even be having this discussion. I would have knocked that out myself. But now that I'm older, I have back issues and stuff, and it's just some certain things I just can't do. And I don't try to convince myself that I can do them, because I know if I try, I'll be laid up for a week or two trying to recuperate. So I had to try to get friends and family to come over when they had time available, to come over and help me move bags of soil around and mulch and what have you. Like my neighbor Ben, he's a good friend and a neighbor, and my spiritual brother. He's the one who lost his wife last month. So, he's still going through a grieving period. So I really don't want to bother him. I told him, when he's ready, he can come down and help me. So, but with all this rain and cold that we've been having, no one's doing anything over here. You know, um, I wanted to get a lot of those leaves off my ground cover that was in the front yard, because normally leaves are real pretty, like big flow of it, but I didn't do it. But it's still looking halfway decent. Hey, Ten, the Educated Naturals, thank you for popping up in this evening. Yes, indeedy. Yeah, Mike, you're right. Many hands make a light work. So I'm trying to get my neighbor's sons who came over and helped me last year. She got four big strapping boys who came over last year and moved so much stuff for me. So I'm trying to catch them on the weekend when they're off. Some of them are still in school, some of them are working. That they all come together and they make a short business of a lot of work. They could take something that might take me 4 or 5 hours and do it in an hour or so. And so everything is wet right now, so it's heavy. Martika, hey sweetie, thank you for stopping in and saying hello to me. I just been talking in regards to people making designs of their garden. I designed my front yard over a period of time. I didn't do it all at one time. Every time I got some change, I found a plant or brick or whatever, and I bought it and I put it in. And I just did it section by section till I got it where I wanted. So right now, my pollinators will be up and in full force by the time I put my vegetable garden in. So that way, the bees that's attracted by the pollinators will be going right over to the garden. And I actually divided some of my perennials from my front yard and took it over to the garden so that the bees will go over there as well and notice my vegetables and pollinate stuff. And I've also learned how to shake certain stuff, to shake the pollen loose and to pollinate other plants that's in the garden as well. So yeah. I just want to tell y'all just don't know how happy I am to see all you guys coming in to my live tonight. I know I say that every week, but different or new that pops up in the live. And yeah, I just don't know how you make this old lady feel. It's just good to know that as a garden community, we do as we say. We just don't say and not do. African dreaming boy, Julius, take your butt to bed. What is it? 3 o'clock in the morning or so? Boy, I tell you. Thanks how we did our backyard little by little. We have how we want it. Yeah, like I said, I had big dreams for my garden on how we wanted to do it a lot, but my neighbor passed away unexpectedly, and that came to a stop. So now I have to do what I can when I can. Even my brothers offer to come over and help me. They start off all right until we start fussing. They're like, let me put this over here. Now, sis, you need to put this over. This is my garden, my yard. I do not like being bothered with my brothers. I love them, but they're a pain in the butt. Then they want you to feed them, and then they want something to drink. I was like, you know what? Y'all just need to go. I got this. I'm good. Yeah. Oh, yes. Happy Thursday, Backyard Garden Flow 2021. Thank you for coming in tonight. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Go to bed, J and A. April probably already in the bed because we only seen Jay earlier in the chat, so she's probably worn out too. Oh, Grammy's Garden Journal. Let me tell you, if it wasn't for you guys, there would be no need for me. We're all here to help one another, to share what we know with one another, discuss all kinds of topics. Yeah, we had a lively topic with Julius today on African Dreaming. And yeah, it's just some things you feel passionate about and some things you would like to share with others to let them, see it from a different perspective. We all are individuals and we all have our own opinions. We all live, learn on different levels, and we all have certain levels of knowledge. So we try to share what we have with others, and we're not trying to put down anybody else's opinions, or how they should live, but we just express how we feel. If you accept it, fine. If you don't, that's all right too. We're not trying to browbeat anybody into believing what we believe. Like I tell you, when I tell you about something, I said, this is what I believe. This is what I was taught. This is what I learned. This is what was brought to me, and I'm not trying to force it on anybody. If you want to, that's fine. If not, that's all right too. Yeah, educated natural. I love my brothers, but I told them, I said, why did y'all come over? If I got to explain and go through all of this, I don't need y'all. I can do this by myself. Yeah, you know what? Oh, the only reason I allow people in my garden is to help move around stuff. They don't help me plant. No one puts their hand in the dirt. No one plants not a single thing in my garden. All I need you for is for you to help me dump some cow manure or mushroom manure in my garden bed so I can level them off so I can plant. You help me move some mulch or move some pots out of the way so that I can clear out an area. No one plants in my garden. That's strictly me. I believe me, boo. I understand that part. Yeah, because they're either gonna plant it too deep or too close to something else. What'd you say? Jay, you still up? Yeah. Yeah. I've been composting all through the house and outside, and I'm gonna try to add everything together so that I can mix it up and add it. I got a lot of stuff that's in my super juice I need to pull out that has degraded to a certain point. I can pull that out now and actually throw it in a pot and throw some dirt on it. It'll still keep moving. Who did I just see? Robin Murray. Thank you. Thank you for stopping in this morning. This morning. Lord, I don't even know what time of day is. This evening. Thank you, Robin, for coming in. Yes, indeedy. Oh, thank you, Jay. I really appreciate it. Yes, thank you so much. I love coming in on your channel too sometimes. I didn't even see you popping up. I don't get notifications like I used to. So I try to cruise through my phone at certain times of the day. I'll be like, okay, motivation zone, or either Gigi might be in her car doing something. People have pops up, and I saw you today. I had a doctor's appointment today, so I said, I took a short nap, and I was like, let me check out who's here. And then I saw you, and I was like, oh, let me jump in there. Who is this? Is that Orca 3371? Thank you for stopping in. I've never seen you before. Well, welcome to my channel. And I hope you enjoy the content that we have here and all the gardeners. Cheryl Faulkner, thank you, sweetie. Hey, I see new people popping in here. Please hit MSOG so y'all can drop your channels, so y'all can let folks know where you're located, and drop your zones too. Drop your zones in your state. I'm 6B, Cleveland, Ohio. I know there's a lot of Ohioans in here as well. I know we got a lot of Texans in here, and we probably got a lot of folks from Georgia as well. So drop your channels, drop your state, drop your zone. So new people who are coming into the chat tonight can see where you're at. They can check out your videos, give you a thumbs up, even share out your videos, and also see the content. So if they're new at gardening or not sure about gardening, they can kind of follow along with what you're doing and get their garden started. Like I said, I grow in everything and anything from a teacup to now I got two 50-gallon grow bags for the first time. I've never grown them. They're brand spanking new. I got them in kiddie pools because I heard about they dry out, and I had heard a suggestion about kiddie pools. Hey, honey slanger, J3, thank you for stopping in tonight. And so I'm trying to figure out what to put in them. I think I might put in some potatoes. Today I was cleaning up in the kitchen and I found two little white, I think they Yukon potato spuds that fell underneath a rack, and they got growth all over them. I was like, shoot, I'm gonna throw them in the can and see if I can grow me some from there. Okay, Georgia, Zone 8A, Jeanette Cruz and Homestead. Okay. All right, everybody saying hello. That's right. Drop MSOG so that we can see your channels, and you can also drop your grow zone and the state that you're in, because I know we're here from all over. Because I know Rambo Green Hands is not in the United States, and neither is African Violet. African Violet. Lord have mercy, African Dreaming. Sorry about that, Jay. Let people know where you're at and how they can talk to you. Oh, okay. Passionately, I didn't know you was that close. You in Michigan? Are you close to Lead Farmer's old hometown in Toledo? Yes, indeed. Yes. Urban with her chickens. Urban, you tickle me with you and your chickens. Y'all funny. Everybody's got a laughable moment with their chickens. I be watching between, Lead's chickens and roosters that's on Freedom Maker. They gone. But I be watching Fifi because she be talking about the chicken hawks up in the tree sitting there watching her coop. Yeah, I just be watching certain one of y'all with your animals and stuff. Y'all funny. And Homestead Heart with her chickens, and she got goats, and her cats always keep trying to climb her up when she's trying to do a live. Yeah, they keep down the rodents and squirrels and stuff to a minimum. I threw some old potatoes I found in the pantry into my raised bed a few weeks ago. Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. I didn't know they had fell down there. They were small and they fell down. I went to roll my cart out and I looked down there and I was like, I got a couple of spuds and they sprouting. I was like, okay, I'm gonna just throw them in a 5-gallon bucket of dirt and see what I got going. And I bought some red seed potatoes and they trying to grow through the holes in the bag. So I really need to get them in some dirt right away because they trying to grow in the bag. So I was like, yeah. Yeah. And also when y'all drop these grow zones in your states, that also help refresh my memory of where you guys are at. Cause I didn't remember where half of y'all was at. I think Toledo is about 45 minutes away. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. Oh, hood. Barb Brownlee. Thank you, sweetheart. Thank you. You come in talking about Zone 5B6A. Okay, so Barb, what state are you in? Okay, because 6A can go from Connecticut to Chicago to whatever. Let's see. Let's try gardening. Thank you for stopping in tonight. Glad to see you in here. Yeah, I've been watching everybody's videos. I didn't make a notation on everybody, but I have been enjoying watching them. Um, oh, I was watching Black Tropical. Her little pop up on black seed oil tablets. I actually think I'm gonna try that. I want to try that because I could use a little boost in my energy. It wouldn't hurt anyway. Oh, and Crystal, I was watching your video. I think it was today you did about your squirrels. I guess there was an owl that is solar powered that you can help run the squirrels out of your yard because you You got all that wooded area and the creeks around you. Hey, soul sister, thank you for stopping in, sweetie. Um, about the squirrels. I don't have too many problems with squirrels because I have a lot of what they call them feral cats, and they run them out the yard. If I feed the cats, they keep the squirrels to a minimum, and I don't have problems with mice. I just have problems with raccoons and groundhogs. I wish they would chase them groundhogs. You know, groundhogs is fast. Man, I had one trying to get up under my porch, and we got chicken wire and hardware cloth on. They couldn't get up underneath there, but he was trying, boy. He was really trying. When I opened up the side door, I heard him, and I peeked around the corner. And he took off. I mean, like this, and I mean, he was a big one. He was big and fat, but he was fast though. I couldn't catch him, but he was fast. I was like, y'all gonna make me get a BB gun for you guys. But my subject that I was trying to stick with tonight was in regards to people drawing their gardens. I know some people have journals on what they plant and how they plant it and what have you. I've never gone deep into that. I've already knew what I grew the year before and I just rotated it. That's the way my grandmother was. My grandmother didn't have a journal. She didn't have a notebook. She didn't have videos that she could go back and check to see what she grew, where, when, how, at what time. She just rotated the crops every year. And I learned to do the same thing. So when I see people saying, they got all this elaborate, journals and drawings of their gardens and what have you, if that's what works with you, for you, and that's what helps you keep up with what's going on, do that. Do that, you know. But I just know what I planted where, here, and there, and I just don't plant it in the same spot. But if I do, I try to beef up the soil because I know how much nutrients that it absorbs. So if I grow it in the same spot again, because I always been scared of what they call nematodes. And that's why I make sure I rotate my crops. And I don't always grow the same thing every year. I always grow maybe one or two of the staples that I'm used to, but then I'm always growing something new. Like right now, I got a bunch of starts in the back room, and there's some new stuff. I did y'all know there's a bi-colored lemongrass. I found a bi-colored lemongrass. It was different colors. I was like, oh, cool. And so I bought me some celeriac, yeah, and some celery. I already have some celery that's coming back that I had planted last year, but I'm trying a different variety. Me and my dogs have squirrels and groundhogs are delicious. Well, Odom, you got the right thing though. See, I don't have a dog. I got a cat. She sits on the porch and look at me in the yard. Tree rats are my expensive elephant garden, but left cheap store garlic alone. But at least I got you got bougie squirrels, Mike. They knew the difference between store bought and organic. That's funny. So you have to deal with them tree rats. Oh, that's funny. Got bougie squirrels. Yes, indeed. What's to tell? Bi-colored lemongrass. I'm interested. Oh, if ah, oh shoot, I thought I had left my drink in the kitchen. No, it's right here. Uh, Chardonnay guava. It's pretty good. I got this from a friend. They don't buy cheap wine. They buy good stuff. Every now and then they'll give me a bottle. I'm never turning down free wine. You can believe that. Yeah. My man had Oh, my mom had a cat that could catch birds, rabbits, and squirrels. Well, see, I don't know where she at, but she's a house cat. She stays inside. She goes out on the porch. I'm on the second floor. So she stretches out on the balcony or banisters rather, but she don't go off. Nothing comes up on the porch. I'll put it like that. So yeah, she don't do that. Ernest, well, good evening. Thank you for stopping in. Glad you made it to the chat this evening. If you have a channel, please hit MSOG. Drop your channel so other people can find you and check you out. Tia Drumgo, good evening, sweetheart. Please do the same. A resilient dad. Stop it. Yes, indeedy. I was wondering when you was gonna pop up. I seen you on everybody else's live. I had never seen you on mine. Yeah, I was checking you out. Thank you for stopping in from the Bay Area on the other side of the world there down in Cali. Thank you very much. Glad you were able to stop in and say hello to me. Greatly appreciated. Everybody's going to be saying hello to one another. It was a big black pant, looked like a panther. I was scared. Well, everybody that's seen or have heard of my dear Annie. She thinks she's the diva in this house. And I tell her no. Since I'm the one buying the food and the litter, I'm the diva of the house. And we have conversations. Uh, no, I take that back. They're not conversations, they're arguments. Yeah, yeah. So, yeah, sometimes she thinks she's human. Mike be laughing at me when she comes up in here and start talking to me. I've been in the bushes, always present, love your content. Oh, well, I'm honored, sweetheart. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Yeah, so like I said, we have a lot of gardeners here in the chat. Everybody has their own style of gardening. Everybody has their own timing in gardening. I can't wait till it warms up enough here for me to get out there and play in the dirt. Right now, it's even too wet to go out there and play. Even though it hasn't rained today, it's been dark and cloudy. Still doesn't mean it won't rain, but the ground is too wet to really plant. When your soil is this wet, it's not advisable to um, plant, because what happens is the wet water around your roots might suffocate your plant for lack of oxygen. So you kind of let the soil dry out a little bit. Once you take a handful of soil and squeeze it, and it molds, but then when you shake it, it breaks apart, then it's good. If you squeeze it and there's water dripping down your hand, that means it's still too wet. Don't plant yet, because you can suffocate your plant. Just because the ground is wet does not mean that it's okay to put your plants in it, regardless. Okay. Just a little FYI for some of you new gardeners. That's ants. You got ants in your pants and you need to dance out in your garden. No, don't don't do it. Uh, Honey Slinger, I need your email. J3. I need some honey. I need some honey, honey. The analytic gardener. Hey. Okay, listen while driving. Please keep your eyes in the road so that you can get to wherever you're going safely. Analytic gardener, thank you for listening in. I greatly appreciate it. Okay, would you say feeling your pain, Miss Shirley? My kale garden is on. Yeah, yeah. Yo, oh, 3 feet of water. Ouch. Yeah, it's gonna take a while for you to dry out, so please don't rush into it. Yeah, that's right, Mike. Like you said, when you have even when you have a hydroponic garden, you don't plant every single hole. You plant maybe every other hole, because your plants is going to reach out and look for water, and they're going to fight for nutrients. So if you plant it too close, I've seen some of your plants grow really big, Mike, which shaded out other plants, and you had to keep cropping certain things so that your other plants that you had could get some light and grow as well. I'll put a clip in where I started. Oh, okay, videos again. Okay, all right. Go ahead. Ruh, what's up, baby girl? Thank you for stopping in tonight. Thank you. Um, okay, hey, that's what we're here for. If anybody else has some tips that they want to give about gardening, I don't have a problem with it. You know, I know some people get a little, tight when you try to say something in other people's chats, but I don't, because we're all here to help one another. Long as you're not trying to sell your house or a car, then we got a problem. But if we're talking about, a little bit of gardening in regards to how you do this, that, and the third, I don't mind. Long as you don't get ridiculous with it and be a butt, we all right. So Roro saying hello to everybody in the chat. PIA says, yeah, what is it here? Tomorrow they said it's supposed to be 72 and sunny. Now today it's been like 33, cold and wet. Now we're going from 33 degrees to 72. And when I looked at the 10-day forecast, it did not say anything about 72 degrees tomorrow. So this is going to be interesting in regards to that. I got another doctor's appointment. They're trying to find out why my left foot is swelling and it's starting to change colors. It hurts right now. Oh, it's swollen. It's changing colors and it's not looking good. So I got another doctor's appointment tomorrow. We're going to find out what's wrong, because I haven't really been diligent about working in the yard because of my feet and legs. Been really bothering me. But I figure like this. I woke up this morning. I'm live and kicking. So I take one day at a time and what I can get. Yes, indeed. Ohio is as bipolar as Michigan. I can believe that. I be watching my girl Gina, and I saw how her potatoes was coming up really nice, but then that frost creeped in and snatched all her little herbs and stuff. They was just, the babies didn't make it through the night, and they was just as crisp as crispy critters. Yeah, they didn't make it, but she was looking at her little fruit trees as well, trying to bloom, and she's waiting just like myself and others who are in Ohio or in Michigan in regards to our weather warming up to actually put stuff in the ground. Yeah. I'm seeing that it's supposed to be at least 50 to 52 degrees above for the next 7 days, but I still don't believe it. Yeah. For honey, hit me up on IG or email on my above page. Okay, well, drop your page, MSOJ, and show me that y'all like me. Just a little bit will be greatly appreciated. And hit that like button. Why isn't that leg elevated? I will do it after the show. It's been elevated all day. I've been asleep actually. I had a doctor's appointment early. My chiropractor, she cracked my shoulders and my back, and I had been asleep. Me and Annie were both sitting up here asleep. Yeah. I'm gonna elevate it. Don't think I won't. Because when I go to the doctor's appointment tomorrow, I want the swelling to go down some. Ooh, ouch. My doctor will have a hissy fit. Yeah. They just growing old ain't what it's cracked up to be, y'all. And as you get older, it gets harder in gardening. My mind says, yeah, you can do that. And my body say, what is you doing? No, you can't. And the first time I listened to my head, I was laid up for 2 weeks because I threw my back out trying to pick up bags of mulch. And I wasn't trying to pick them up totally full. I was cutting them open and trying to dump out as much as I could. And then I tried to take what was left in the bag and dump. And even that wasn't good enough at that particular time. Since then, I've been trying to build up my strength. So we're going to see. One day at a time. Thank you, Roro. I greatly appreciate that. It's here almost 1 minute. It's sunny. And 10 minutes later, it's raining hard. Yeah, Graham, let me tell you, like this, we got an old saying in Ohio. If you haven't seen 4 seasons in one day, give it an hour. Give it an hour. I mean, it has been known to wake up, it's raining. No, wake up, you see snow on the roof. By noon, it's melted and it started raining. By mid-afternoon, the temperature then dropped about 30, 40 degrees. And then sun might come out, and then it starts that cycle all over again. It's just crazy. Like one Thursday I did my live, it was like 80 degrees. I had the doors open, ceiling fan going, tank top and shorts. The following Thursday, I was sitting here with a sweater, sweatpants on, you know, I was cold. You had just got a whole bed of snap peas due to the weather. It went from 88 to 40 in the same day. Yeah, it's been dropping 40 and 50 degrees here. It's just crazy. You're in Michigan, Orca, to wait until we get steady night temperatures. Yeah, right. And that's what we're waiting for here in Ohio. This weather's a hot mess. Yep. And see, that's what I was telling earlier in African Violet. Why I got African Violets on the brand? African Dreaming about the Bible's telling us about food shortages. People don't believe that it's going to happen. And even with everybody that has gotten into hydroponics, if we have a light outage, electricity go out, you can't grow your hydroponics. So it's going to be, a hot mess. We're going to have to learn all different ways of really trying to store our food so that we, for whatever reason happens, we'll be able to survive. Yeah. Hey, Nikki, what's up, baby girl? How are you? Thank you for coming in tonight. Everybody saying hello to the OCD chick. Nikki. Let's see, I ordered a case. Oh, okay. That's Mike talking to Nikki. Last night we had a lightning storm for about an hour, but had no thunder with it. First time in 42 years I seen something like that. Wow, ghetto. Oh, I know that had to be scary. Lightning ain't no joke. It will set a house on fire. I've seen it hit a tree, split a tree down the middle, and set it on fire. Yes, indeed. That lightning ain't no joke. Yes, our weather hit 75 to 80 for a week solid. I took my veggies out the following week. It had been 34. And that's what happened here when it got warm. I took all my fruit trees out the basement and figs and all this other stuff, and then the temperature dropped. Uh-oh. Wait a minute, y'all. Y'all know who's here. La 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 do. I stopped there. Hey, baby girl. Hey, la. Thank you for coming in. Oh, you driving? All right. Please keep your eyes on the road and be careful to get where you got to go. Everybody saying hello to La. All right. Now, for people who have gardens, in your rows, what do you use to keep the weeds down and to walk on? I have mulch. I keep adding mulch on top. Even though I get weeds coming through the mulch, the roots are so close to the surface, I can pull them right out, weeds and all. I add bags and bags of mulch around to try to keep my feet clean and also moisture around my raised beds and to walk on. So I've seen some people, well, who was that I was watching? Sunday Backyard Farmer. I think he was using straw in his beds of some kind. So everybody, have something different. What do you use in your rows around your raised beds or even where you have your grow bags or what have you to help keep weeds to a minimum to kind of minimize the work in your garden because everyone's trying to use it. Like, hope some of the cardboard I put down last year has helped keep some of the weeds down. I've seen where some of them came up, but I can handle that. I can clean them out real quick. I really need a lot more cardboard. No, ma'am, I can't do it the way my body's set up. I hibernate below 20 degrees. I don't too old them, please. If I don't, I'll be like a cardboard box. I'll be snack, crackle, and pop. Oh, yes, indeed. I don't go out there. I'm not an Eskimo. I just use grass because my yard's tiny. Okay. I like you. I have mulch and I top it off every year. Yep. And sometimes the mulch get hard enough to help keep from weeds and stuff coming up through it. Cardboard and mulch. Okay. I originally did mulch, and the slugs like the moisture they hold. So I'm thinking of doing something else. I don't have problems with slugs too much. I have more problems with slugs in my strawberry patch than I do anywhere. And then I saw that tip. I forgot who I saw that tip from, but it was the little silver pie pans, and put slices of cucumbers in it and put it around your strawberry patch. Once they start ripening up, will help kind of eliminate slugs eating your strawberries. So I'm gonna try that because I do have problems with slugs. Well, I mean, I got enough strawberries to share, but if I don't have to share, I don't want to give you no more than I have to. We'll get all you said cardboard and leaves. Okay. Nikki said wood chips, cardboard, and I have landscaper fabric also. Okay. Growing what I eat. I just got some landscaper fabric the other day. Um we have a store called Marks. I don't know if everybody has that store in their town because you guys have stores that we don't have and vice versa. Um, and I got a 14-inch hanging baskets, two of them. They were $3.99 a piece. Do you know how much normally a 14-inch hanging basket would cost? They are ridiculous. And I'm going to fill them up, and I want strawberries in them. I want a different variety of strawberries I got from Botanical Interest. I want to sprinkle those in the top and put some mulch on top of that and grow some strawberries for my hanging baskets. And that's where I got my ground cover landscaper cloth. They had some that I can put down as well. So I want to put that down where I add my new raised metal bed. So we're gonna see. Ground up eggshells around my plants work good against the slug. I've tried that too. And you know what I had problems with, Ghetto? The birds were stealing the eggshells. I kept wondering, I was putting eggshells down. I was like, why is my eggshells disappearing? Because I was going out checking every day and found out birds eat the eggshells to make their eggs even harder. And I read that on the internet. I started doing some research, and that's what I found out. Birds would steal eggshells as the protein to help make their eggshells harder. So yeah. So I ground it up now. I didn't leave big chunks. I have layers of cardboard in between along the rows near my raised beds. Wood chips because we can get them for free. I can get them for free too. Yeah, I'm gonna add some into the bottom of some of my new raised beds and also my uh 50-gallon grow bags. Okay, let's see. Every time I think I got garden supplies, you all show something new I need. Mike, let me tell you, garden community will cost you a small fortune. All you new gardeners, gardening is not cheap. I guarantee you. There's too much stuff out here that you will like and find or see. Don't go into a store and check out their clearance table and it's all gardening supplies. It's just like, oh, yep. And you might clean out half that table. Yeah, I'm the same way. So I did not know that. Okay. Check out comparison plants, see if any will help. Yeah, that too. I'm the same way, Nikki. I want mine now. Well, if I'm gone, I won't know nothing about it. I won't get a chance to smell them or enjoy them. Yeah, I want to try that for the hanging baskets. Yes, we feed eggshells to the chickens in these feed. Yeah, I saw that. Long as you don't give them the eggs, yeah, so they don't attack other eggs. Yeah, I saw that too. I was watching. Who's that? Fifi with her. They had an egg that was somewhere in the yard that a chicken laid, and Mike, I thought that was your child. No, it's not. And saw them feeding them the shell and not the inside. I'm gonna try the ground white beans this summer for I have that. I was in a Dollar Tree and I got a couple of packs of those beans. They're in the kitchen right now. That's funny you should say that, Mike. I keep most pests off our plants. We use those dried up peppers you can get in bulk at the store. Grind them up and add them to a water spray bottle. Spray them nightly. Yeah, after season sales for me. Yeah, that's the way to do for anything. Odin, whether it's garden stuff or winter stuff that they put out early or late night or late summer stuff. I always go in the fall and wait for stuff. I don't wait till the stuff first comes out where everybody's buying it and the prices are sky high. I what did I buy? What I bought some blood meal one year, like in January here in Ohio, and it was like $4 cheaper because it was out of season. So, you need to pick and choose and be mindful of when you buy certain things. You don't buy what you need at the height of the growing season. That's the worst time to buy it. Try to buy stuff out of season. Like when I bought my big gallon of 511, I bought it out of season and it was actually, I think, $6 cheaper than what it was. And then the following week, not only was it more, $6 more, I think they added a dollar or two to it. So, yeah, it's something to be said about buying anything out of season. I grow ground white beans this summer for it. Oh, okay. Yeah. I want to hang strawberries, but I don't have anything to hang them from. Okay. I don't know if Renaissance grandma, you don't have a ceiling or something you can put a hook in and throw them up in there? Because I know, girlfriend, you be doing a little bit of everything. Buy a window or something, you can do it. Indiana Backyard Garden. Hey, hey, hey. Thanks for stopping in this evening. I appreciate you. Everybody gonna say hello to you. Yeah, everybody's got a way of doing something. Um, who's that? Just for you, CC. Give me as Lynn Farm said, give me 2 ticks. I'm not moving but so fast. Hold on. Woo. Okay. Thank you very, very much. This is the variegated lemongrass. I had to get it for you. Lemongrass Cybopugan. I can't pronounce that. It says it's a tender perennial. And I'm like, perennial where? It's used in Thai cooking. Easy to grow. And I just want to show you. It's yellow and green. I got 2 of them. I can break them apart. I just watered them. They were a little dry. But yeah, I never seen a bicolored lemongrass. So I just had to show y'all this. Okay. It was bugging me. I just had to show y'all that. Oh, okay. Oh, all right. So Nikki's talking to Renaissance Grandma. Everybody's talking to one another, giving them some ideas. Hey, Shakira, thank you for stopping in this evening. Glad to see you so much in our chat this evening. We were talking about garden design, what people are growing. Please don't forget, y'all can drop MSOG in there to show your channel, and you can also drop your state and your grow zone. Um, I want to know. I know a lot of us are biting at the bit to put in our vegetables, but how many of you guys are planting flowers as well to attract pollinators? Because I have perennials that come back every year, and I have bees up the wazoo. They be all over, especially my lavender, and I have a plant called patient plant. They love the flowers on them. They hit my nasturtiums. I have a lot of flowers that attract a lot of pollinators. Uh-oh, the chat just jumped on me. What was that? Time for food. Been a long day in the garden. You all have a good night. Okay, Gloria Elliott, thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. Please come back and see me next Thursday at 7 o'clock. Same bat station, same bat time, and show me that you like me just a little bit and enjoy your meal, okay? And enjoy your evening as well. Thank you so much, Gloria. Yeah, so lots of flowers over here. Would you say, Nikki? Lots of flowers over here. Yep. Okay. Jeanette, you say you. Okay. Oh, Micro Farmer. Hello. How are you, dear? Yes, indeed. And since Micro Farmer didn't show up, let's take a station break, y'all. All right. This is Miss Shirley talking about taco. Yes, it's for aches and pains and anything that ails you, whether it's elbows or whether it's your knees, whether it's your neck or your shoulder, any place that's stiff. It rubs in, it's greaseless, and it smells good. And you feel so much better. Hit my boy, Michael Farmer. He can hook you up. He's the man. Talk to him and enjoy the product. Thank you, y'all. Have a nice day. And back to our program. Okay, Michael Farmer. All right. And we're back. Oh, good evening, y'all. Oh, you had, what'd you say? You had that on hand like a, oh, yeah, I keep it right here. I keep it right here. This is my spot that I hang. And I don't want to have to get up when all this rain we've been having. So my aches and pains, I just sit here. My hands might be aching. I'll rub it on my hands. I'll put it in. I'll rub my shoulder. I might take it and rub it on my knee. I don't have to get up and go in the bathroom for it. I got the other one I got when I was at Soil Family Expo. That's in the bathroom. So when I take my shower, I can rub down in the bathroom. This one stays here on my table in front of me 24/7. I don't have to get up and get it. Yeah, I don't have that ache and pain trying to move from one point to another. This way I can relax and feel good before I have to get up. Oh no, I try to work smarter, not harder when I'm in my own house. You thought it was Mexican food. You said tacos. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing it. Am I pronouncing it right, Michael Farmer? Is that tacos or tacos or what? Am I saying that right? I don't know. I haven't started my miracles yet, but I want to have a bunch of them this year. I got a half a tray of them. They had them at the supermarket where I found the star set for less than $7. I got those because I like to get a head start. I would like to have my flowers established actually before I plant my vegetables for two reasons. It helps deter any insects that might be coming into season, and it's also, as some people call them, a trap plant as well. So it gives my plants a good chance to get started. So yeah, yeah, I'm gonna start from seed. I just haven't done it yet. I've been a little under the weather, a little discouraged, but I got my start. So some beat none. And I don't have no shame in my game about buying starts. If it helps me to get my garden started and help me put food out sooner, oh well. Let's see. Everybody saying hello. My nasturtiums are coming back. They're already in the yard. My dahlias that I did a demo in, they're starting to come up along with my gladiolas. Milkweed I would love to have, but I already have a couple of butterfly trees in my yard, and they attract a lot of the butterflies. But I would like the milkweed because it attracts the monarch. I do have other butterflies, but I would like to attract the monarch. Poppies I have, alyssum I have. She had that like she with that phone. My dad had a phone in the bathroom when we grew up. My dad had a phone, one of handheld phones in the bathroom between the toilet and the sink. And you better not disturb him because we had more than one bathroom when he was on the phone. If he had a business call, he would take it on the throne. We had a phone in the bathroom, and then used to trip people out when they went in and said, "Y'all got a phone in the bathroom." Yeah, it was just normal to us, but yeah, we had a phone in the bathroom. Uh, oh yeah, taco like Mexico. Okay, all right. I just want to make sure. Right. Oh, okay. So you putting out your test dummies. Okay, this week was the go outside week from the cold turnaround. Yeah, I was watching you, micro, uh, about that one chicken where you was trying to heal, and your fruit trees and stuff that you need to get in the ground too, some more that you had. And watching you put down all that rosemary, I was like, oh, he gonna have rosemary and lavender up the yin yang. I was like, I'm not mad at you. You get your own product. My neighbor, she's real good about extracting the oils and stuff from the lavender. She makes lavender syrup for drinks. She makes lavender oil. She makes lavender ice cream, all kinds of stuff from the lavender that I get out of my yard. So since she does all the hard part, I get a lot of the product once she, does it. So yeah, we kind of work hand in hand. Yeah. Nicole has turned around a whole lot of folks from working out. We just started, we could do it, and then the weather said, no, you can't. Oh, you have irises and glass too. Yeah, my irises is coming up. I was worried about my irises because last year they had that a fungus, and I had to get the copper powder to spray them to kind of combat it. But with all this rain, I was looking at them today, and I don't see any spots. So I hope I eradicated it for now, that it doesn't come back. Hope that it warms up so it'll dry out. So, but I'm gonna go out and spray them with the copper powder again anyway, just as a preventative measure because I love my irises. Um, I had the big purple, deep purple ones, and I had the pure white ones that are absolutely gorgeous. And I make bouquets from them as well. I just got through making bouquets from my huge lilac tree in the backyard, and I make it for other folks. I had one neighbor come by. He says, I got a friend in the hospital and I want to make two bouquets. I said, two. He said, yeah, one for me and one for her. I was like, oh, okay. And you have to remember that lilacs have a woody stem, and you need to beat them, crush them, so that they will uptake the water. If you don't, they won't last more than 24 hours before they start to wilt. You must crush the stems by them being woody in order for them to uptake the water. Oh, okay. Microfarm, you said that was normal for you too. Okay. As I was a kid, I used to paint my fingers nails with that white stuff. Oh, okay. That should have been interesting. Okay. Nikki, you say you're growing yellow gladiolas. Mine's are white. I got white gladiolas and white dahlias. So I'm really waiting to see those. Oh, they are. They are absolutely beautiful. How can I get some of that? Micro Farmer, drop your link. I'm having someone asking about your taco. So hit MSOG, drop your link, your channel, so that Robin Marie can find you. Yes, indeedy. Mine are deep purple and a lavender color. Ooh, I bet you that's pretty. You call it PPS. Why, Nikki? Why? That's funny. Yes, that's the pain relief. Yeah, it is. I like it. And actually once I rub my knees and my shoulder stuff down, I don't even think about them anymore. They actually the pain goes away pretty much quickly. You know, I rub it in real good. I just don't drop it on it and leave it. I kind of massage it in, and I actually feel it heat up. It gets warm if you rubbing it, and you just keep rubbing it and rubbing it. It actually warms up, and once it warms up, I let it go because at that point I feel that it's penetrated under that top layer of dermis, and I'll be all right in a minute. Then I don't think nothing else about it the rest of the evening. You know, I even put it on my swollen foot. Excuse me, see if it help ease the pain out of that. And I will be propping my feet up lately. Uh, yeah. I bet you the yellow ones is pretty too. Mike said no snitching. Okay. Mike, you ain't. You know what? Yeah, okay. You just ain't gonna act right. I don't care. We can't take Mike out in public. It's bad enough if he's acting like this on the lives. You can imagine him outside in the public. We would have to pull him to the side or grab him by his ear and do one of these, because he would just be cutting up so bad. Y'all get ready to do a guava. I was so enthralled and amazed at the beautiful flowers and foliage in Florida. Yeah, guava. Passionately, I was like that when I was in Savannah, Georgia for the Soil Family Expo. I didn't have to leave until Monday. So Quinn, who is Presbyterian gardener, she took me to all her favorite gardening spots. We hit those first, and then we hit Lowe's, and then we hit Home Depot. So it's pretty much summer for them already, or a hot spring or whatever. But I was looking at all the stuff that they had that was in bloom already. I actually did a couple of videos on the different flower centers, gardening nurseries we went to. And I was like, I'm on the plane. I said, I can't bring any of this back. I said, none of this is in Ohio. I said, it's not blooming. It's not being displayed. It's not even inside the nurseries because it's too cold. And I was just like, oh, I was so upset looking at all the flowers and stuff they had there. It was just absolutely gorgeous and smelled so good. You walked in some of those nurseries and you could smell what was in bloom. Uh, that's the way I was in Savannah, Georgia. I have rows of knockout roses, honeysuckle bush, lilac bush, many perennials coming up. Hibiscus will be coming up, and after and other flowering bushes will plant my zinnias, marigolds, and more. Right now, on the side of my house, peonies. My peonies is loaded with buds, and I have a climbing rose on a trellis. It's called Mr. Lincoln. My red rose bush. No, Mr. Lincoln is rose bush. Oh, what's the red climbing one? I can't think of the name of it right now. But then I also have a yellow rose in Texas that my son bought me. Excuse me, for Mother's Day years ago. That's still blooming. So on the side of the house here, what is that climbing rose? Don Juan. I have a climbing rose that's huge. I'm not talking about small, I'm talking about huge. It's coming up around in the gutters. It needs to be trimmed back. It's called Don Juan. And it has these little red roses on it. And it smells so good. And underneath it is a hot pink peonies. And then next to that is the Mr. Kennedy. Yeah, it's the Mr. Kennedy rose bush. Then next to that is the yellow rose of Texas. So I have all different colors and different fragrance of roses that are blooming and smelling at different times of the month. That's just absolutely amazing. And now my hydrangeas is starting to come up from the ground. They need to be trimmed back, and my rhododendron is full of buds. So I need to add some more coffee grounds for the acidity level around my rhododendrons and hydrangeas. Mike, you haven't been innocent in your life. I don't believe. Your wife loves you because you haven't been innocent. She knows better. My tulips, they don't come up anymore. The deer has eaten them so much till they don't even come up any. I have beautiful pink tulips that I got from the Cancer Society, and they just kept eating them down and eating them down. The leaves used to come up. I don't even see the leaves, so my tulips is a wrap. But they don't mess with the daffodils. They don't mess with the hyacinths. But they did my tulips a job. Only if I couldn't brought back, please, man. I'd have had to buy 4 seats if I'd tried to bring all that stuff back on the plane. I'd have needed some help just trying to put it on there. Yep, I was so upset. I was like, Quinn, why you take me all these places? No, I can't bring none of this back. Not a one. I was it somebody in the chat that said last time they bought back one plan. They said, ask me how I know on the plane. Was that you, Odom? That was like, I bought a live plant back. One. And say, ask me how I know. I thought about that and I was like, nah, I would be crushed if they confiscated it in the TSA. So I'd even try. Ooh, climbing rose. I can only imagine how beautiful that. Oh yeah, I got some videos of it showing it. Yeah, and I'll make a new one of this one because this one definitely needs to be trimmed back. It's totally out of hand. It's just so beautiful. But with all this rain, I don't know. Everything's gonna be blooming late this year because it's been like waterlogged. So once it does, everything's gonna blow up, and that yard's gonna be awesome. I actually have people slowing down when my yard blooms all at one time. People actually slow down just to take a look at the yard. You know, there's like, wow, they didn't see any other house like this in the neighborhood. Kind of stands out. I kind of like that too. I planted 2 small lilacs last year. The puppies have destroyed them, sharpening their little teeth. Oh, poor things. I'm having problems with deer rubbing up against my trees. I got for the ones I got wire around, they don't mess with. But my Japanese maple I planted over there, there's no bark on the bottom half of that tree where deer come and they scratch their antlers and stuff up against it. Made me mad. And if it wasn't for that wire around my what is that? Honeycrisp tree, they would have snatched the bark off of that too. They can be quite destructive with their antlers when they want to mark their territory in your garden. I saw a flower I didn't plant in my yard. Google says this is Siberian squirrel. Ever heard of it? It's pretty. No, I haven't never heard of that one, Mike. That's a new one on me. Yeah, you're gonna have me Google that to see what it looked like. Never heard of that. Sounds pretty. I get volunteers in my yard all the time. I have stuff to be popping up, and a lot of flowers I recognize the leaf shape, and I'm like, I didn't plant that. Where did that come from? I just let it come up. I don't even pull it up. I I used to pull up stuff and put it in other parts of the garden. I was like, if it's happy there, I'm gonna leave it there. I'm good with it. I got lilies that was in a pot, in a clay pot. The clay pot finally broke after a while. Clay pots don't last forever when they're outside. You need to bring them inside or empty them, because once the water gets into them and it freezes, it breaks them and start cracking them up. So I just left it there in the spot. And eventually the plant broke totally out of the pot and sent its roots into the ground, pulverized the clay pot, and it became compost. You can't even see any remnants of the clay pot, and the plant has taken over that area. So, like I said, nature don't need us; we need nature. So, yeah. Ever heard of it, Mike? Yep. Yeah, me and you both, Ro. We're gonna be checking that out. I googled that flower. It's a pretty blue purple color. Oh yeah, Nikki, you was jumped right on it, didn't you? If I remember, it put pick on my. Oh, okay. I'm gonna look it up and blow it up. Yeah, but yeah, so that's the way it is. With all, like I showed in my video, the crabapple tree. I didn't plant that crabapple tree. I saw it coming up in that particular spot when it was little. I thought it was a purple bush that I really wanted, and I didn't buy it because it was really expensive. So I thought it was that. But then it started growing a trunk, and I'm like, no, this is not a bush. This is a tree. And so I was like, it was free. I'm going to let it grow. And it started growing and growing and growing. It's about 5, maybe 6 years old now in that spot. And I've been keeping it trimmed and trimmed and trimmed because my neighbor next door was complaining about when people drive in and out the driveway, it was scratching their cars. So I kept it trimmed. And then it started dropping the little crab apples once they fruited, and they were popping up everywhere. And that's where that big one is on the side of the house is in full bloom right now. It's absolutely gorgeous. And it's too big for me to dig up now, so I'm gonna leave it right there. I'm gonna just keep it trimmed so it's under control. But it's not leaning over in the neighbor's driveway where that they will scratch anybody's cars, including his, if he comes in and out the driveway. Let's see what else. My large rose purple, what is that? Ball allium along the front of the porch will be coming up. Peonies are coming up, and roses shearing bush will start to leaf once weather stays warm. Plus, I need to prune it. Okay, I have some allium that's in my front yard right now. I can't get rid of it. I'm talking about I've been digging and digging and digging, and they get these little bitty bulbs. I mean, little bitty bulbs, and they look like onions. And I've tried digging all them bad boys out. I mean, I have literally dug up thousands of those little bitty bud bulbs of allium. Allium is invasive. I'm talking about it'll make you want to hurt somebody behind them. They're so invasive. And I try to dig them up as much. And they came up this year, and they just as thick this year as it was last year. And I know I dug up quite a few. I gave them all to my neighbor. He got a field. He said, "Give them to me. I'll put them out there." He said they start coming up and the deer eat them down. I wish the deer would come eat these down. These are one plants a deer could have. They're starting to bud. Once they start bud, I start snatching off the bud heads. I'm not trying to give any juice back into the base of the bulb so that they can multiply. I mean, these bad boys, they will take over your yard. Hate them. They're pretty when they bloom, but boy, they oof. And I love flowers, but when they get invasive, it kind of takes the joy out of having them because they just get totally out of hand. You try to keep your garden neat and orderly, and then when you get something in there that just takes over, nah. All right. Duval. What's up, girlfriend? Thank you for stopping in tonight. Glad to see your face in the place. Duval, where are you at? Drop your channel in your grow zone, MSOG. Your grow zone in the state where you at. I forgot. I really did. um, I will be doing my 40 questions soon. what had happened was my SD card got filled, and so I had to get another one. So I pulled that one out and safely have it stored away, and I got a new SD card in there. So that's why today was, I think, my first video on my new SD card. And all right, y'all, let me tell you something. TLC and I, we talk a lot because we're right here in Ohio. And in Cleveland. And I was telling her about a sweet potato that I started, that I put it in water and it was more roots than the top. Then all of a sudden the top took off. I think my tops now is about, I don't know, 3-4 feet tall. And I didn't want to break them off and put them in water to start rooting because I wanted to film it. And then when my SD card was full, I couldn't film it. So today I looked at it and it's like, and it's hanging over, it's so big. So, so now I can film it and break those off and put them in to some more water to start some more. So by the 1st of June, I will have slits to put out the yard. But I walked my phone and I was on my phone. I walked in and I showed TLC. She just busted out laughing. She was like, "Girl, break them things off and put them in some water." I said, "I wanted to videotape it." And she was like, "Oh my goodness." She said, "I can't believe they're that tall and they're not falling on." And they weren't. It was straight up. And they're straight up right now. And I know they at least 2-3 feet tall. I've never seen that before in my life. It's hilarious. Yeah, everybody's saying hi to Duval, and Duval is saying hello to everybody else. Let's see. Okay, I only seen about 2 or 3 of y'all that's talked about flowers in the garden. There's only 2 or 3 of y'all planting flowers in the garden to draw pollinators. I know most people like to plant, if they don't plant anything else, they plant zinnias and they plant marigolds. All right. I only see a handful of you that say you plant other than zinnias and marigolds. Some of y'all saying you like gladiolas, dahlias, and that's it. I have what else I have out there? I added in my in my vegetable garden in the beds along with my chives. I think I have some dianthus, carnations. And from my irises that I dug up to clean out when I had the problems with the fungus, I took some of the healthy ones and I took them over there, and they actually spread it better and look better in my vegetable beds than they do over here in this bed over here, because I think this bed is so full. The roots are having competition. I need to thin out everything in this front yard because these perennials been out here for a while and they've been quite happy and they just kind of taken over. So I need to thin them out before they start dying back or getting smaller because they're running out of room. Yeah, I got nasturtiums. They're at the end of the driveway, and I got all these little bitty, little round balls like that. And I just lift up the leaves and I take all the little round seeds and I take them and I just poke a hole in the ground, push it in there, cover it up, and I got nasturtiums popping up everywhere. And people who don't know that nasturtiums are edible, not just the flower, but the leaves as well. I've actually seen chefs sugarcoat the leaves and use them as decorations on cakes, put them in salads. And I will take you over to the nasturtium, and I don't spray anything in my yard. I don't use any herbicides or pesticides or any type of insecticide. Anything with a side on it, it's not in my yard. So I tell them, pluck off a flower and eat it. And they look at me and they be like, "Are you kidding?" And I was like, "No, seriously, pluck off a flower and eat it." And they just stand there with like the deer in the headlights look. So I just pluck off flour and I pop it in my mouth and I eat it. And they was like, "You serious, aren't you?" And I was like, "Yeah." And they pop and they'll finally pluck off one and eat it. And they was like, It's got a little peppery taste to it. I was like, I wasn't gonna give you nothing to kill you. Yeah, CC, I watched that video. CC, I was dying laughing. When you put all them different packets of seeds in that kitty poo, I was like, oh, do she have any idea what's going to happen when all of these start, if they all start to germinate and start filling this kitty poo? I was like, she going to have flowers of the yin yang, but she going to have to thin them out because you was putting everything and anything in that kitty poo. So I'm just waiting to see them go to flourishing and just blossom all over the place because you will draw pollinators. Gina says she got zinnias, marigolds, African daisies, and nasturtium. I got African daisies on the side of the house, nasturtiums in the front. Marigolds will be in the flower beds, vegetable beds, and zinnias I will be dropping out here. I also like cosmos. I love cosmos. Oh, you said and tulips. You can make jelly out of them too. Yeah, everything that God's created is for mankind's purpose. For whether it's for a tincture or an oil, or to eat fresh, or freeze dry, or dehydrate, or dry it naturally hanging, or just sitting out in the sun. Everything out here is made for our benefits. Like they say, you can eat the leaves off a lot of the plants. You can cook them like greens. You can eat the flowers. Everything out here is made for man to partake of and to get nourishment from. Lilies too. Yep, Indiana. Yes, yes, indeedy. So just like I didn't know you could take the leaves off a lemon plant and make tea out of it. I thought people grew lemons for lemons. I never knew that you could take the leaves off, and when you rub your hand on or scratch them, you can smell the essence of the lemon. You can feel the oil in it. You can smell it. So it makes a lot of sense that a lot of stuff that we grow, we can eat the whole thing. From the stems you can crush and get oils from. The leaves you can boil and make teas or tinctures out of. Flowers, you can do the same thing, make oils and tinctures. Some flowers, you can use them as a dye, for different colors. You can eat roses. You can, the rose hip, you can make teas. I mean, it's not too much out here that God has created that we can't partake of and use in some form of fashion for our benefits, you know. And I've learned a long time ago, if you see animals that you got certain plants in your yard that they don't go near, it's because either they're not edible or they're dangerous. So it's up to you to make that decision in regards of whether you want to use it or not. And that's why we always tell you, do your research. Don't just go willy-nilly into eating and trying everything. Check it out first. Do your research. And then all these books everybody been buying about herbalists, how to make tinctures and oils and jams and jellies and all this other stuff. Make sure that you read everything about it and make sure you have the right plant. Some plants look alike. So make sure that you have the right plant for the information you're looking up so that you have the correct information. And that way you know whether or not you and your family will be safe in whatever you make. It's no different than when you're making vanilla extract. How you got different kinds of vanilla beans that you can use, different types of vodka, the different what they call it alcohol content percentage in the vodkas that you use in making your extracts, whether it's coffee or vanilla beans or whatever you use to make your extracts. So, yeah, be careful. Do your research. Make sure you're not poisoning yourself and your family. I got wildflowers, hostas. Is that supposed to be zinnias? Tulips, lilies, alliums, marigolds, phlox. About it, or I planted lavender, but nothing up. My lavender not only came up, it showed out, it's taken over. I actually need to dig it up and divide it and put it somewhere else. That sounds nice, Mike. Smells good too, as well. About to harvest some mullein leaves to dehydrate. Oh yeah, I got some. Is that mullein? Oh shoot, I think it's mullein. My neighbor gave me something in a pot every year since I've been here. Somebody gives me a pot of something. Sometimes I recognize what it is, and other stuff I'm not sure. I think it's mullein. It's another green leaf that people have been using as well. Is mullein the one that people chop and drop? Is it mullein, or is there's another green leaf that I can't think of the name? It's not coming to me right now. I use my what is that? Duval? I love my is that Levo for the first time for drying my lavender and thyme. Okay, what's a Levo? You got me there. You got a peonies bush too. Oh, comfrey. There you go. Thank you very much. I knew somebody would knew it. I tell you, I have brain farts. I have it in my brain. I open up my mouth, nothing falls out. Yeah, comfrey. I think that's what I got. Some comfrey. You put it in a pot and set it in my backyard. And I came home from grocery shopping, and I always kind of peek in the yard, and I seen the pot. And I was like, "What is this?" So people always dropping stuff in my house. I mean, always. I find stuff, people put it in the bag, hang it on the door, put it in the pot on the banister, stick it in the backyard, take it in the garage. I find stuff and I know I didn't put that stuff there. And they leave the pot. And sometimes be some nice pots. And I'll be just like, okay, cool. Thank you. Ooh, everybody jumped on that one. Comfy, comfy, comfy. All right. Thank you, everyone. I'm glad y'all see that shows that y'all paying attention. Oh, you heard what I said. You was paying attention. And you gave me an answer. So that's a good thing. All the people in the chat. How many of you have children and grandchildren, and you're teaching them how to grow? Because in a minute, these kids will be out of school for the summer. So, how many of your children actually work along with you in the garden? I think, well, who was I watching one night? Oh, that wasn't Indiana. That was Game Nerd Mom. I think it was her and her son was building a stand for some logs for the fireplace. I assume she got a wood burning fireplace. So yeah, some of you have children, and how many of you have your children work along with you? I'm getting ready to be a great grandma, and I told my granddaughter already. I got a sun hat for the baby. Well, there's a boy, girl, because she hasn't told me yet, and a shield to go over the stroller. The baby's gonna be on the garden with me while grandma, great grandma, I'm Nana, gonna be out in the yard working. So I'm gonna start mine from day one. I'm gonna be out in the yard. Levo is a oil and botanical dryer infuser. Oh, thank you. I learned something new today. I've never heard of that. Okay, Duval, thank you. How many other folks in the chat knew what that was? Be careful, it's invasive. I know. My neighbor got it because it was growing along the side of the fence. He said he didn't mind it doing growing along the side of the fence, and that's exactly where I'm gonna put it. I'm not putting it nowhere near my garden. You can grow along the side of the fence. It can be as invasive as it want to be. My children aren't really that interested in gardening yet. Okay, they help me here and there. That's all right. That means that they stuck their big toe in the water, Nikki, so they have a taste for it. They might not acquire that full flavor until they get a little older, but what they will do is appreciate that they have had some type of education towards gardening. Yeah, you help me. They help me here and there. Okay. Comfrey, them seeds catalogs on let them take ownership of a plant. Oh, okay, you're talking to her. I'm a newbie to gardening. This is my first go round since 20 plus years ago. I am showing a 4-year-old granddaughter. Oh, that's nice. And you know what? To help really get her interested, go to the dollar store. They have little gloves for kids, and then they have the little tools. They have the little spade and all the other little tools that they could use, even a little shovel and stuff, and sometimes even a little bucket that you could store all her little tools and the gloves in. Get that for her. Really make her feel like she's part of you growing stuff in the garden, and then give her a plant of her own that she has to water, because they will remind you, because I did mine like that. And she see me out in the garden, she would come out of the yard and she'd be like, Grammy, where my pot? Where my pot? And she wasn't asking me about the pot her plant was in. She was asking for the watering can so that she could water her plant. And I had to let her know, no, you don't have to water today. It rained yesterday. It gotta be watered. And I was like, no, not today, baby girl. I said, we're not trying to kill it. And she sit there. I was like, you can water it tomorrow, but not today. She say, for real? And I was like, for real. So yeah, you got to get them enthusiastic about it. Give them a little extra something to really want to get out there and be with you in the garden. And they might take to it now, and then later on they might get a balcony of their own and want a plant or two on the balcony or a hanging basket or something. But somehow or another, they will be able to fulfill their dream because they know what they're doing. And when they go to a garden center or what have you, if they go to a reputable one that has people who are knowledgeable about the plants in there, they won't steer them wrong. They might help them out and get them something they really like, or something they might recognize and might like it, that might remind them of you teaching them about gardening when they were younger. So you never know. You never know. Please pick and sell extra revenue for you. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Excuse me. I got all those Japanese maple seedlings popping up, and I actually bartered. I traded them for a couple of square yards of compost and peat moss mixed together to fill my gardening beds one year. So I might do it again now because they're getting a little low. And if they got some manure of some kind mixed with the compost, I would like to add that to my beds to fill them up, kind of what they call them, top them off. Yeah. I made a garden hat for her. I will go get her some tools and glue. Yeah. Oh, she'll be in love with it forever. She is in one of my that's what I'm talking about. Once you get them involved and they find out that this is not as bad as they thought it was and it's fun, because kids like playing in dirt. I don't care what age you are, as old as we are. At times when we're out in our yard, we get real picky too. Like there's stones or sticks in there. You taking them and throwing them out, you cleaning them out. And for the ones who aren't squeamish, and I'm not scared of bugs. I'm not scared of worms. I will chase my girlfriend's son. He a big guy. I chased him all the way around the yard with a worm. He was screaming like a little girl. I was laughing so hard. I was like, "You big old grown man scared of a worm." He said, "My sister made me scared of worms." I was like, "Oh my goodness." I was like, it was funny. But anyway, if you're not squeamish, you know, uh, you work in your garden and it's just a pleasure. It's a stress reliever. You can sing, you can pray, you can talk to God, you can do all kinds of stuff when you're out in your garden because you're in your own little world. Can't nobody tell you how to plant stuff. They can't tell you how to harvest stuff. They can't tell you how to deadhead stuff or trim or prune. That's your world. That's what you do. That's what you love. And from all of that, that's how they benefit from it. So, yeah. Okay, chat stop moving. Y'all stop talking. Okay. So passionately, you the only one other than Indiana that has kids that they do in the garden. Passionately intrigued arts. I know you into that. I like to see how you made a hat. That's what you need to do is make a video on how you made a little hat for her. What is deadhead? Deadheading is taking off flowers that have finished blooming. Deadheading mean like your roses, they bloom for so long. Then after a while, the petals start breaking off. If you don't want that rose head to turn into what they call a rose hip, you you can pinch it off, you can cut it off, clip it off, or whatever. Anytime you have a flower that has finished blooming and you take that off the plant, that's what you call deadheading. What that does is actually put the plant have the plant put more energy into pushing out new branches where they can make new buds and new flowers. They won't keep putting their energy into a plant that has finished a blossom that has finished blooming. Once you take that off, the plant will redirect its energy back into the plant and push out new branches and new flowers. So that's what deadheading is. And the more you deadhead, the the bushier your plant get, and it will incorporate new buds, and so your plant keeps blooming. So yeah, you don't want to deadhead too much because sometimes that could put your plant into shock. But for I say a third of the plant, you can deadhead one day and then deadhead the rest of the next day. So that's what the means. When it says dead, that means that plant is no longer flourishing. It has finished its blooming period. So you want to take it off so your plant can put the energy back into it. And that only not just mean flowers. It could be veggies too. You can deadhead your veggies as well. Certain plants, certain parts of the plant that did not get pollinated, and it starts drying up, and it looks like it's not going to make it. You take that off. You just deadheading or pruning in that regards to vegetables. So that's what it means. Uh, I have a sign that says, "My garden is my happy place." My granddaughter is 4 and have her own pots of cilantro, carrots, and radishes. Very good, Duval. If you remove spent flowers, more grow. Yep, Mike, that's what deadhead means. My daughter and grandson help me help in my garden. Yes, my granddaughter helps eat. That's it. I have several videos making bucket hats. I will be doing one on a Sunday hat. Oh, okay. I gotta check that out. That should be interesting. What do you do with the rose hip? Rose hip, you can make a tea. You can make a tincture out of it. Yeah. You can make a syrup out of rose hips. Yeah, it's quite beneficial. You can eat roses. Roses are edible. I've eaten roses. Not all of them taste good, but you can eat roses. Okay. Oh, okay. I do that. Didn't know what it was called. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what that is. When you snatch off that dead flower that has finished blooming, you know, that's deadheading. Sun hat. Okay. All right. That's real good. Let's see how much time we got. Oh, we got 7 more minutes. I have my 2 hours in, and I will be saying goodbye until next Thursday. Rose hip, yeah, it's high in vitamin C. What you know about roses, Mike? I saw used to seeing you in the hydroponics, which you're a man of all seasons, huh? A little bit about this, that, and the other. And that's true. That fact I did know, but I forgot to bring it out. But rose hip is high in vitamin C. A lot of your plants is reason why a lot of people are vegetarians, or what they call it, vegans, where they eat nothing but vegetables and plants and they don't eat any meat. They know that all these different plants have medicinal properties that works for them, as well as uh, nourishment for the body in all different ways. A lot of people in different countries, they don't have problems with arthritis because of their diets, because of the foods that they consume. And a lot of that can be alleviated from eliminating certain meats from your diet. Like they tell you, don't eat too much beef. A lot of beef, they said at one time, was shot up with a lot of hormones. That's why some of these kids was maturing body wise, physically, so quickly because of the hormones that they were consuming from the beef that they were eating as well as the pork. So there's a lot to be said about certain things in regards to what we eat. And we know that um, when you're looking for a healthy diet, or whether you're fasting, coming off of fast or whatever, what vegetables to eat. And you don't cook them to death. You don't make them mushy. You can saute them lightly in olive oil or butter, or eat them raw. Like when I'm in the garden, when I go in my garden, I'm hungry. When I leave out, I'm not. I walk in my garden, I'm grabbing some tomatoes, I'm popping in my mouth, strawberries or blueberries if they over there, grabbing an apple or a peach off one of the trees, grabbing a handful of blueberries. I might grab a pepper and eat it. I got a little small cucumber, picking cucumber. I might take that off and munch on that. So by the time I leave out from over my garden, I'm no longer hungry. And I take a couple of frozen bottles of water over there with me so I could drink them as the water melts. So I'm good and healthy, and I'm good for a couple of hours. When I come back out of my garden, I feel relaxed. I've gotten certain things done. If it gets too hot, I'll say I wait till a little later on when the sun go down and come back out and finish it off. So yeah, you kind of make time for your garden. If you don't, you'll lose everything in it. And when you make that time to be in your garden, that's your own personal time, what they call me time. And you can really enjoy the fruitage of your labor and just enjoy the smells and watching certain seeds germinate in the yard. And it just makes you feel so good in regards to all your work hasn't gone to naught, you know. For that one last time, people, we got 3 more minutes. Drop your uh, mm, channel, MSOG. Let everybody know on your way out where you can be found and what videos they need to come and check you out. I kill 4 rose. Mike, how you do that? Yeah, roses aren't that hard. Once you plant them and keep them watered till they get rooted, they pretty much on their own. Yeah, and I got a lot of banana peels that I have in my kitchen right now. I take them and dig them into the bottom of my rose bushes because the roses love the potassium, and my roses are absolutely gorgeous. They're absolutely gorgeous. Me to eating what I'm growing right here. Yeah, yeah. And if you notice, the food that you grow in your yard don't taste like nothing that you get from the supermarket. It's not hothouse. It's not picked green and ripened in the truck on the way to the supermarket. Whereas it has no flavor. It has no aroma. All it does is it's big and it's pretty. That's it. I hate to buy a tomato and cut into it and it's mushy and it just nasty. It's just like you peed off for so many reasons. Like you don't have the taste, you just spent your money, you can't get your money back, and it's just all around, and you can't fix what you bought it for. So yeah, it's so many wrong reasons for that. That's why it's best to grow your own. What they say, grow your own, eat your own. That's what Homestead Heart always say. I love gardening. I love grazing in my garden. Tonight, I grabbed some onion tops, kale, and red mustards. Came in the house and picked some tomatoes. That was dinner. See, that's what I'm talking about. And it was good too, wasn't it, Roro? I got a salad. My girlfriend showed me how to make my own salad dressing from fresh garlic, minced garlic, honey, apple cider vinegar, herbs, salt and pepper, and yellow mustard. And it is so good. It doesn't mess with my stomach. Store-bought is something about the preservatives that they add in there messes with my stomach, and it tears me up every time. When I use this dressing, when I make it from scratch, and the garlic is what I grew out of my garden, oh my goodness, it is so good. I could just eat the dressing alone. You can just take some nice fresh baked bread and dip it in there, and it'll taste so good. Oh, and did I say extra virgin olive oil? Yeah, all of that, and mix it real good, and it has a real long shelf life. So I'm start saying good night to everyone. Mike, good night. Duval, you bro row, Jeanette Cruising Homestead. Hey, Cheryl, and many more people who. Oh, Bammy, why you always come in on the tail end? I'm getting ready to leave out. I'm saying good night to everybody. Well, thank you for stopping in there, thinking enough for me to stop by to say hello. But I'm on my way out the door, sweetie. It's been more than 2 hours and ticky. But I really appreciate it. Everybody gonna say hello and goodbye. In Indiana, good night. Thank you all. I appreciate you as always from the bottom of my heart. And as I always say, enjoy your day. And y'all come back now. You hear?